Hi everyone, hope you're good. Got this little fella with me today. Hello, say hello, Diamond. Yeah? Sarah's just gone to the shops, so I'm just sat in the car with him. If he coughs during this video, he's got kennel cough and he's struggling a little bit. We've took him to the vet and he's gonna be fine. It's quite a common thing, but he's just struggling a little bit at the moment. But if you hear him cough, he is okay. Anyway, yeah, just wanted to do this video, and I've not said for a while actually, but if I would really appreciate, out of all the videos you've done recently, I'd appreciate your comments on this one. I'd love to get your thoughts really about what it is I want to talk about. I probably won't be too long because I don't think Sarah's going to be too long shopping, to be honest with you. It relates to the it relates to where we are at the moment in terms of, you know, I've taught for a long time now, well over a year, that the critical mass of people to wake up to what's going on in the world and all the evil inherent in that, and the control and the plans afoot and all the rest of it, and the fact that the public across the world were fooled, all the rest of it. The critical mass for that was reached a long time ago in terms of awareness, but we haven't really moved on in terms of seeking justice and ensuring accountability, have we, if we're being honest? Or have we? And that's what I want to ask. Now, I've watched two videos this week. One was Thomas Sheridan. He's one of my go-to YouTube channels, and another one, Awaken with JP, who's really funny, and I watch him regularly as well. I mean, you'll probably be aware of both channels, and wouldn't mind betting that a lot of people watching this probably watch Thomas Sheridan and Awaken with JP as well. And what was interesting was because it's always curious in a way how whatever I'm thinking about the overall situation, often other content creators will create a video on the topic, and both did this week, but from very different viewpoints. So Thomas Sheridan's, he was talking about the failure of the red wave to materialize in the States this week in the US midterms, and he was talking about, and it was really interesting, he was talking about how, like normie people who've just been rendered unconscious, who've just been anaesthetised, been made ill, they've just had the brains between their ears turned to mush. That's if it wasn't already mush in the first place, by the you-know-what. How they almost like they're scared, intimidated by anyone who's got a brain, anyone who's got a personality, anyone who's got some authenticity, anyone who's got an opinion. So they'll vote for cabbages, they'll vote for non-entities, they'll vote for mediocrity, they'll vote for the status quo, they'll vote for, even if that non-entity, mediocrity manifests in the form of absolute insane politicians, woke left-wing politicians, and how almost well, not almost, in his opinion, we're now at the point in the Western world whereby there's two sets of people. The ones who have been captured, taken over, their brains and bodies invaded by evil dark forces, and as I say, has rendered them unconscious, has made them only vaguely human, incapable of thought or feeling. And on the other hand, you've got what he calls the tribe, which is, those who have resisted the jabs, resisted the lockdowns, resisted the mask wearing, stood up against tyranny, and crucially also are able to develop practice critical thinking, debate, challenge establishment narratives, talk in terms of concepts and ideas, philosophy, history, human nature, psychology, all the rest of it, actually have an opinion about something. So it was neither optimistic nor pessimistic, just his view is that that's where we are now. There's a lot of useless eaters in this world now. who will simply believe anything they're told, will do anything they're asked to do, told to do, and are effectively useless. And society split along, probably not split along political lines, but along spiritual lines. And then there was Awaken with JP, and his was very optimistic. I think it was called something like Dear Tyrants, You're Losing, or something like that. Now, if I think on, I'll try and remember and put a link in the description to both of the videos. And his was a message to the tyrants, done very, very, very cleverly, appealing to whatever might be left of any shred of humanity that they've got, which in my opinion there is none. But his message was that you've lost, you know, you go into eternal damnation. It's still not too late to save yourselves if you tell the truth about what you've done. And the reason that you've lost is because a second critical mass of people has woken up, and basically the tide is unstoppable. You know, the pendulum has swung back, and freedom is within our grasp. And that was the other video. So two counterpoints there, really. And I don't know what I really don't know how I feel. But one thing I do know, and that worries me, is the silence is utterly excruciating. We've heard a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people talking about this pandemic amnesty after an infamous article that was published in the Atlantic. You know, another establishment kind of mouthpiece. And yeah, that will have been done again as another nudge, because the nudge at the moment from the powers that be is to, you know, encourage us all to forgive and forget mistakes were made we didn't know at the time, and we just have to move on. And that's their angle. They know that the truth's out there, the lies are being fully exposed, so that's the angle that they're pushing on the public now. The behavioural nudge is, well, you know, maybe some mistakes were made, but we didn't know. You know, this isn't the time for recriminations. We need to heal as a society and move on. Historical revisionism in action. Now, who's going to fall for that? You know, you look in the UK at the moment, the gaslighting, the piss taking is beyond anything that I could ever conjure up in my mind. Matt Hancock going on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And it's interesting, you know, because I think the same people who are watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here will be the same people who will have stopped and paused for 2 minutes, you know, on Remembrance Sunday today at 11 o'clock. Well, but the same people who just went along with everything they were told to do, get a job, lockdown, keep your kids off school, all the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. Sarah's here. I'll have to wind up in a minute. Let me just open the door for it. Hold on. So, if you're going to... Go on, you get in, it's okay. If you're going to have a 2-minute silence to remember those that have gone before, who fought and given their lives for our right to freedom, that means absolutely nothing if when your turn comes to defend those values of freedom and democracy and liberty, that you do absolutely nothing. So if you're just going to have a 2-minute silence once a year at 11 o'clock, but every day for the last 2 years you've been asked a question and you've failed to answer it because you're a coward, then sitting in silence for 2 minutes to remember the sacrifices of brave men and women in years gone by is pointless, and ultimately is disrespectful. And these will be the same people who are watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here with Matt Hancock and his gaslighting, and who will be also happy to go along with this notion that we do need to have a pandemic amnesty, you know. And as I say, the silence is utterly excruciating. And that's what worries me. And I want your comments. I'm going to wind this up now, keep it short. I want to hear what you think about if this isn't about the crime that's being committed anymore. We know all that. They know. Apart from a very small percentage of people in the population now, everyone knows they're being had, they're being conned. Everyone knows that. It's not about the crime anymore. It's about the silence around it. It's about the acquiescence to the police cover-up, the political cover-up, the scientific cover-up, the NHS cover-up, and the teaching cover-up as well. Let's not forget those teachers in all this as well. It's about the excruciating and painful and unbearable silence now from those very same people who were exceptionally vocal for a long time about people dying of COVID, about the need to protect ourselves, wear a mask, lock down, get a jab. Completely silent now. So that combined with this propaganda now about we need to have an amnesty, we need to heal and move forward. Because there's one thing, and I will wind this up now, if we don't have a conversation as a society about what's just happened, well, there's two things that won't happen. First of all, truth. First of all, accountability and justice won't be served. Secondly, it's going to happen again. And that is clear to me. So that makes me very... that makes me quite upset, actually. I'm quite upset, very upset. I'd like to get your thoughts anyway, because this is just how I'm feeling at the moment. I'll try and put the links to those two videos from Thomas Sheridan and Awaken with JP, because very, very intriguing viewpoints. But do let me know on the subject I've talked about today. Put in the comments how you're are you seeing the same silence from friends and family? Do you agree with what I've said? And yeah, anything that you can contribute would be great, because any insight I can get into what other people are thinking. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Bye bye from me, and bye bye from, there he is, he's asleep, from Diamond, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.